Good morning, everybody. It is I, Unseen Strike of the Dawn of War Stronghold, and let me load in today. We got some good games. I got three different replays. We're going to break these up into little batches here. I have not had time to record these. Been busy working. I hurt my foot because I'm an idiot, and just been busy, which is a good thing. Alright, so I have today, I'm pretty sure this hasn't been cast, on Fata Morga. We've got some orcs, and This Is Never That, and Space Marines, Snack Power. Alright, traditional, very standard matchup. As always, Orc is the dominant 1v1 team. Can't push their base, they have base turrets. Space Marines, in my opinion, don't have the strongest tier 1 out of most of the races. They take a little bit longer to ramp up. Your sniper scouts, if you do choose to go that way, just don't match up. Space Marine infantry don't start getting good until tier 2, when you can get more heavier weapons such as plasma guns and missile launchers. Heavy bolters make them too static. Force commander is quite expensive.
Scouts in position.
That's Space Marines. Again, unless you're using your scouts really well, it's tough. It's tough tier 1 for most matchups with Space Marines. Orcs, on the other hand, you're going to most likely see here Big Mech, double shooters come out. There's this first shooter squad now. Fata Morga, pretty small map. Big Mech jumping in and out over the top of these ridges would be pretty effective. Big Mech is, of course, also a detector unit. So, of course, that's quite a good counter to the Sniper Scout strat. Don't mind me. I'm just eating some wontons and chicken. A little bit of rice. A little bit of green beans, cucumbers, you know.
Area secured.
Excuse me. Anyway, what do we got? Area secured. I hear it queuing up all over the joint. Slug is still going out into the world. I'm interested to see... This is Big Mech. When does he get his worker stealthing? It's a really cool ability that the orc workers can be stealthed. Good scouts, kind of getting behind enemy squads, hold position. On the really good players, you'll see that they do damage in melee and in ranged combats. Don't count them out. Force commander's out. Got ourselves some little blood angels. First Space Marine squad coming down. He's got his first generator. He's upgrading his listening post. He's getting his eco going. Let's do an eco check. 4410 versus 5610. How many wall banners does the orc player have? That'll indicate how much he's willing to attack. Big Mech is almost done here now. Double sluggish shooter running down the middle of the map here. Space Marine player, let's do a quick check. Does he see this coming? Does not see anything. No scout squad positioning. He's kind of moving his army around the left-hand side here. Looks like he's going to solidify and spend his next 100 rec on another listening post here. Gets this front line one upgraded. Didn't get this one upgraded, interestingly enough. And that's about it for the Space Marine player. Nothing else is really coming down the pipe. He's kind of just hugging that left here. Orc player, here comes the shooters. Slug is capping up mid. Didn't get the second shooter squad. Instead, he's going to start teching. Here we go. The first engagement begins. Space Marine squad is a nice buffer here. Turn this up a little bit. Okay, we got our first buffer. Buffer engagement. One shooter goes down. Second shooter close. Force commander on the back on range stance is the way to go. And we just need to see here, does the Space Marine player going a second Space Marine squad. So I do like seeing this. This is, in my opinion, the correct choice. I was talking about this on stream the other night with one of YouTube viewers. Shout out Fortune for Life. A lot of people are in such a rush to fast tech to tier 2. And the orc player, as you can see, he is teching a little bit. 2 wall banners, you know, nothing too crazy. Staying in a bit of a heavier tier 1. One Space Marine goes down, but he's reinforcing that squad. So he's investing in his tier 1, keeping this front line up. Shoot a squad, slug a squad goes down. No, timely reinforcement. Broken morale saves them. They're running away. This shooter blob is getting very scary. Force commander's still coming, but here comes the second Space Marine squad. He's going to tip the fight in the Space Marine player's favor. He just needs to preserve these models Very expensive losses. 35 versus 50 on model cost. A lot of shooters pretty low. We're going to see here where is the pile of guns. We're going to keep an eye on that. What are the research upgrades he's going to start getting out of that? That's going to tell. So there it is. There's the DPS. Oh, nope. He switches out to the armor upgrade for his sluggers and shooters. Scouts over here putting the hurt on these sluggers with their 10 damage bolters. Excuse me. Average is, what is that? What did that say? Between 14 to 17 damage per shot. Okay, sluggers coming around. They're going to get slapped around as well. 2 generators, 3 generators going down for the Space Marine player. So he is going to want to try and do a really... Purge the beasts! Interesting, we heard that now. I'm wondering if he's going to spend more to upgrade more LPs, because you only need 300, 135 power. He's going way over with his power there. You don't really need that 3rd generator. He just needs more rec now. I guess he really wanted to be sure he had it. Unless it's 175 power, we'll check. 125 power, I was close. So I guess he just wants that extra power ready when as soon as he hits tier 2. Orc player, what else is he getting? I like to see the Storm Boys, and he's getting his DPS range increase. Orc player seems like they have a little bit more map control, 9820 versus 10430. So Orcs have more map control, but the Space Marine player economy is a little bit better with upgrades. More listening post upgrades kind of defend a little bit. We have an armory coming down, so while he's teching to tier 2, maybe he'll try and get 1 or 2 upgrades from his armory. Get these Space Marines upgraded. I would like to see him put a couple more models on these Space Marine squads. He's got the money to do it, but I think he's just waiting for some upgrades. But just 1 model more on each Space Marine squad is such a big deal. At each and every Space Marine is just ridiculously good. And here we go. This upgraded listening post is going to start getting shots in. There's a knob here now on the shooter squad. This is very dangerous. Blob. Storm Boys doing their job, but I don't think the Orc player anticipated double listening post upgrades, but I also don't think the Space Marine player anticipated double Storm Boys. Listening post upgrade kills a knob. In my opinion, that pays for itself, and it held that shooter squad, the shooter squad back. And now these Storm Boys are just kind of flying with him. He needs to stand and take the fight. I think he's going to do it under the listening post far enough away. Is the Orc player going to jump up here now is the question. We have frag grenades coming out. Very good upgrade. Each Space Marine squad can throw a frag grenade. It's a huge CC. Locks down. And look at this. Both listening posts now firing. That upgrade needs to kick in. 75% done. That could swing the fight. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, God, the microphone fell. Hold on. Hang on. All the excitement. The microphone just fell down. Space Marine Commander getting these big shots in here. He needs to throw those grenades. 1 grenade goes in. If you throw your grenade in a blob of 2 to 3 squads, only 1 squad gets affected by the grenades. You have to time them right and be keen-eyed when you do it. Storm Boys getting taken out. They're flying away. It's a shame he didn't pick either squad off. Orcs are ravaging the economy now. The Space Marines, both points getting decapped. Middle going to the Orcs. Good scout play here. He's sending the scouts out to the wings. Try and make up for the loss of that economy. Orc player, on the other hand, getting their 3rd WA generator, or WA, 4th. No, he's on 4, my goodness. 4 WA banners down, 104.20 to 74.40. So the Space Marine player, yes, they have more power. Vehicles come out. He's going land speeders. I like this call as well. Normally you see people, if they're going all these generators, they're going to go land speeder Tempests that can fly. But these land speeders are cheap. They're very effective versus all this heavy infantry and infantry on the ground from the Orcs. 2 land speeders will rip through these Orcs. You gotta be real careful, especially if he keeps them away from the Big Mech. Got his heavy weapon increase. Let's see his Space Marine squads. What is he going? No heavy weapons are queued yet. Interesting he chose that. Plasma pistol already up on the Force Commander. Maybe he's gonna go a couple sergeants here. This Rhino's gonna come in clutch and save these Space Marines. Here comes the land speeder. And this thing is going to start chunking down Orcs. And look, you can see the Storm Boys immediately out. Right call. You don't want to stay and fight with this land speeder. 2nd land speeder. Perfect. I do love to see this. This used to be the meta. Oh my lord. Back in 2014, 2015, Space Marines would spam 3 land speeders, maybe 4 if you're really going to try and get lucky. And right here, you'd have 4 land speeders pushing from all sides, and the game will be over. Not many racers could really stand up to it. You'd see Tau, obviously, with more of the stealth suits. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This land speeder's drinking and driving. Good for you, buddy. The Emperor blessed you, and the Machine Spirit's cooking. So you'll see he's just going to keep cycling these land speeders and picking off really expensive, well, not too expensive. He's going to keep picking off, hopefully, models with big shooters, maybe a Knob. The Storm Boys are now useless. There's a Rhino now to shuttle these Space Marines around. He's re-upping his economy, and here he is. He's just going to repair this. We're going to keep an eye on this. Here comes another land speeder. Wow, this is bringing me back to my days as a young boy playing Dawn of War, Soulstorm, and even Dawn of War's Crusade. You would see a lot of this in the multiplayer. Mass land speeders. So the question is, how does the Orc respond? The Orc is getting the Big Mech custom gadget upgrade, so the ranged armor goes up for every Orc around him. Let's read it here. Less damage taken from ranged attacks. The Orc Big Mech also gets a zap ability. He will CC, hard CC, any vehicle that he shoots it at. He's warping in. Let's see if he shoots it at the Rhino. There it is. It looks like it missed. Very Orky of him. But you'll see the upgrades up, all these little orange circles around them, any kind of range damage. But 3 land speeders, that's no slouch in damage. You're going to see this really, really ramp up here in a minute if you see them all focusing on the same target. Space Marines now out. I'd love to see some heavy bolters on these Space Marine squads. He got the heavy weapon upgrade. Interesting choice, but I've yet to see a single heavy weapon on his Space Marines. And just Orcs are dropping like flies. These land speeders are getting rocket attacked. He needs to jump them away. He does not. I think he's too busy microing. Understandable. There's a lot going on. Does he lose all land speeders? He loses one, preserves the others, and he's got another one coming down. And this is a lot of dead Orcs. And yeah, you're losing a couple land speeders, but he's got the power to back this up. Storm Boys jumped over into the land speeder Maelstrom. Librarian coming out. Very interesting build from the Space Marine player. And now he just needs to stop this blob. Let's see a Smite come in. He now sees them. All these Space Marines got to close in on these very expensive tank busters, but almost all the land speeders are going to die. Big Mech is now isolated on the side. Storm Boy is isolated on the other side, but they're going to eventually get taken out by this Force Commander. You don't want these very expensive Space Marines in melee. He's going to run them back. The health upgrade is in. You can see their shoulder pads up. Another Tank Buster squad coming in. Librarian duking it out with a Knob with a Plasma Pistol. Love to see it. Don't see a Librarian very often, and again, these land speeders paying for their weight in Orc bodies. A lot of Orcs dead. Space Marine is safely held out to get his Grey Knights, and we're going to at some point see a Chaplain. That's the build order you want to pair up with Grey Knights. Orc player teching hard, getting his WA banners up. Let me see, it didn't even switch over. The Orcs are very close to going Orky 4 Tier 2. Maybe he wants to transition into some vehicles. He's on the back foot here. He's going to need to do something quick. Space Marine preserved a lot of their stuff. These land speeders are coming in force. Chaplain yet? No. Space Marine player going directly Tier 3. Space Marine player is not waiting. He wants this game done. Wants it over with. Here comes the Space Marines. Double commanders in their squad. Still no heavy weapons. There it is. Big Mac hit the Rhino. Hard CC coming in. But now that the Librarian can see Grey Knights coming over. Anybody who hasn't seen one of the earlier videos on the channel, Grey Knight, special squad type. Very effective heavy infantry versus demons. No Orc demons until you see a squig off. But, interestingly enough, their character, their models, all of them have storm bolters on their wrists. They all fire at the same target. So you see that they are very good at picking off single models out of squads very quickly. Now, they also, the Librarian Smite, taking all those models to like 1 or 2 hit points, and then the Grey Knights come in and shoot them. Very effective. I'd love to see, here comes, he's getting a flamethrower. Very interesting. Dawn of War 2, the flamethrower was very effective at taking down buildings. I don't believe it works that way in Dawn of War 1. Don't quote me. Health increase for level 1 coming in for the Space Marines, so a lot of health for these Space Marines. Sergeants now coming in. And I'd love to see him take this Big Mac out. Knob squad now, and the Knobs are going to be a match for this blob. The problem is there's just too much bolters firing on these Knobs. Grey Knights are staying in range. This is what you want, and look at the Grey Knights. They're all looking and just shooting at the same target, picking models off. One lone tank buster. Nope, this is boys. There's 6 tank busters, but the Orc infantry is getting destroyed. I really actually like this Flamer choice. Broke the morale on the Knobs. It's like he knew they were coming, and now look at that. Melted. You see the Storm Bolters as the double bolts. Orc army decimated. Space Marine player free to come in. You see these blue aura, inspire determination from the Force Commander. And this is a really nice, ideal Space Marine blob. This is where Space Marines are deadly. Mad Doc coming out. He needed them. He needed that time with the knobs for the invincibility. Space Marine player decapping to break the eco. And here's the orbital relay. The clock is now ticking for our orc player. One singular squad of Terminators will end this. There's not much he's got left. He didn't tech into vehicles. He went more into the flash git side, which is cool. And the flash gits will do some real good damage here. But one smite, one maelstrom from the Space Marine player, it's over. This is really smart by him. He's going around just breaking the orc eco. He knows he's got a very good advantage here. These land speeders will get destroyed, even if this one wasn't a 1 HP. Flash gits are ridiculous. Mad Doc pops his invincibility. The problem is both AoEs from the Librarian and... Oh. Okay. Alright. It looks like our orc player did not want any more. I actually really enjoyed that game. Again, that took me back to some Dark Crusade era 1v1s. This was the meta for Space Marines. Land Speeders. My only questionable choice, I liked the Space Marine player's build. I'm not sure why he spent the money to get the heavy weapon increase. Maybe somebody in the comments can tell me. He never... His Marines didn't last long enough for it to matter. I think he even lost a Marine squad on there over here. None. There's no upgrades on any of his Marines. Maybe he thought he was gonna have more time. Maybe he thought, look at he's got a combi bolter with a plasma attachment. Look at this man. This guy's coming out of New Dawn Warlord back, and this guy's going back to the future. He's bringing back technology. Good for you. I won't tell the Emperor. Don't worry. Yeah, I feel like the orc player not teching to any vehicles was a mistake. I think the double Storm Boys was too heavy of an investment, personally. I also don't think the orc player anticipated 1, 2, 3, 4 upgraded listening posts. You don't normally see that either. That's very heavy investment into tier numero uno. He had these early. And that was the right call. As you can see, look at all the dead orcs here. Landspeeder Tempests, he had the right answer with the tank bosses, but his Shoot-a-Blob was never in the right position to back it up. And again, I loved Snack Powers keeping up his Space Marine numbers. You only need 2 squads of Space Marines with the right support, and they're deadly. His grenades were pretty good. I liked that the scout map control was on point. He knew where he needed to be with his scouts. Is his scout still alive? 1 scout squad. I don't see it. It looks like he lost a scout squad, but if you can keep your scouts alive at the end of the game, that's impressive. So, good game by a Space Marine player. You normally don't see this. In current meta, a good Orc player will demolish most players. Orc is the dominant race besides Eldar in 1v1s. Really good game. Really loved seeing that. It was an interesting kind of look back in time and ancient history. And let's see, the resources, that the economy for the Space Marines was so far ahead. But the Orc player got more technology. Let's go ahead and take this out. 107 bodies. That's a good KD for Space Marines, even though losing 26 holy soldiers of the Emperor is not good. Let's check our resources. 8,200. So the Orc player had his stuff upgraded just as much as the Space Marine player, but he attacked into it at the wrong angle. I think if he waited another second for those tank buses, it would have been better. Power gathered. Look at that difference. And he spent most of it. He spent a lot on those land speeders and so on and so forth. So really great 1v1. Can't stress that enough. Sick game. I have been Unseen Strike. It's been a pleasure. Really enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you on the next one, alright? Peace out. Have a good night.